Welcome the students of class 8. Welcome to our social science history class. And today in this class we are going to discuss another subunit from your history book, chapter number 11 of your old NCERT book 2. And those who have new NCERT book, they can open chapter number 10. So our today's topic is the nation in the making. It is in page number 143. So previous class you have read about the nationalism, the emergence of nationalism in the second half of 19th century. Now today we are going to discuss that how did the Congress as an organization was demanded the rights for the Indians, and what are the different demands they also raised and the voice they raised against the government. That it has often been said that the Congress in the first 20 years called the moderate phase, like 1885 to 1905, this 20 years is called the moderate phase of the Congress. Means at that time the Congressy leaders, they raised their voice against the British government and also want some benefits and privileges for the Indians through the policy of prayers. So policy of prayers means at the time their method was not so radical, so they were not organized any type of movement, or they not agitated against the government, or they also are not organized any hunger strike, etc. So what was the different demand of the early nationalist, means the Congresses? That first one, during this period they demanded the greater voice for Indians in the government and its administration. Number one, it wanted the legislative council to be made for representation of the Indians. Legislative assembly or councils to be made for representation Number two, the next demand was that the Indians to be placed in high positions in the government. Indians should be appointed or placed in high positions in the government, as well as they demanded for this purpose the civil service examination to be held in India as well as, and not just in London. So along with it, civil service should be held in India along with London. Number three, so they also demanded the Indianization of the administration was part of the movement against racism, because at that time, you know, in the army also most of the positions actually at the time acquired by the Europeans or the Britishers, and they thought that the Indians could not be given positions of responsibility. So since British officials were sending a huge amount of their salary into the motherland, means Britain, so Indianization, it was hoped that in this process would also reduce the drain of wealth to England, and other demands included the separation of judiciary from executive. Okay, separation. It is the next demand, that separation of judiciary from the executive. Separation of judiciary from executive. So you learn about these terminologies in political science. Judiciary means the judges, the courts, and executive means obviously the administrators. Number 4. They also demanded, early congresses, they raised a number of economic issues. They declared that British rule had led to poverty and famines. So a lot of famines occurred in the British rule. You have already read in the 3rd chapter, before permanent settlement and after permanent settlement also. And some of the early nationalists such as Dadabhai Naoroji, he thought that the reason of Indian poverty was created by the British colonizers, and he wrote 2 books, The Poverty of India and also The Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. Also shows how the British colonizers drain our country, and the famous drain of wealth theory also written and mentioned in that book. So increasing in the land revenue had impoverished peasants and zamindars, and export of grains to Europe had created food shortages. In these books they also portrayed that thing. And the Congress demanded reduction of revenue, cut in military expenditure, and more funds for irrigation. So the number 4 is the reduction of revenue, and more fund for irrigation in India, mainly the dry regions, and also cut the military expenditure. Okay, so these are the major demands of the early nationalists. Number 5, they also demanded to abolish salt tax. Abolition of salt tax and treatment of Indian and better treatment with the Indian laborers and the forest dwellers, those are living in India, and those laborers working abroad. So these are the major demands of the early congresses, and all this shows that despite being a body of educated elite people, that all the people belong from the upper middle class or middle class in the Congress, early Congress, but they also thought about the common people of India. And Congress did not talk only on behalf of the professional groups such as zamindars or industrialists. So what are the method of the moderate people to spread their ideology among the common masses? That the moderate leaders wanted to develop public awarenesses about the unjust nature of the British rule through various ways. Number 1, they published newspaper, wrote articles, and showed how British rule was leading to the economic ruin of the country. Number 4, they also criticized British rule in their speeches and also sent representatives in various parts of the country to send the message of them and to raise a public opinion and mobilize public opinion. So they felt that the British had respect for the ideas of freedom and justice. So they would accept the just demands of the Indians, because at that time they believed, the British was believed that most civilized people. So what was necessary therefore was to express these demands and make the government aware of the feelings of the Indians. And in this way the early nationalists raised various demands for the Indians, and they also, their main agenda was to make a representation for the Indians. Okay students, so this is our today's class, and these are the demands of the early congresses and these are their activities. So next day we will going to discuss about the another group of congresses, they are called the radicals. So that's all from today's class. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.